Hi guys, hi subscribers, and those of you that aren't subscribed but should be and maybe can be very soon if you just press that button and then the little bell symbol, and then you will know when I have a new film out. I know that I'm not one of those YouTubers that do films on certain days every week always the same. I'm just not like that, especially with my illness and various things that's going on at the moment. It's just, I'm not regular. Yeah, so if you press the little bell button, then you'll know when I've made a film. Anyway, moving on. This one is about what I do to occupy myself when I'm spending an awful lot of time at home alone. And sometimes I can't drive, most of the time I can't drive, and can't go to work, although I have been twice recently, and I might tell you that on my update film, what I was able to get up to or not get up to while I was there and how that went. So yeah, I haven't got my beautiful necklaces that I've been making because I've been giving them away to people, and I love making tassels. So I learned how to do a mandala threading, and so I've been doing beads, and then another bead here, and then the tassel hanging off, but quite long necklaces that come to about here. I made one for my daughter, and yeah, others. So that's been fun, and that's something that I've been able to do. But on one of them, I found that, so you know how you can have like a hair braid that comes down? And you do the wrapping around the hair. Well, I was doing that technique, but as that's the part of the necklace that comes down to the tassel. And with my symptoms, I found that doing this repetitive movement of bringing the thread round in a certain way really kind of hurt my elbow joint and my wrist, and sometimes my fingers. So I could kind of do a bit and then stop, do a bit and stop, you know. And then otherwise I found it much easier to make tops. So this is one I made earlier. Da, da, da. And instead of getting out the sewing machine, I just do all of it by hand, which is not something I've ever really done before. I used to just go on the machine because it's much quicker, but I found that actually it's not that slow doing it by hand. And yes, it takes more time, but loads more enjoyment, and just like a task that I can do anywhere. I don't need to be at the machine near a plug. I can be in bed, or I can be on the sofa, or I can be in the garden with my needle and thread. So that's been really nice to kind of, even though I've been a seamstress for many years, to kind of rediscover this skill that I've always had really, but never really used, to make something simple but lovely. And I've made two like this. So this one is has got a little vent at the side, and then this bit here, if you see closely, I've hand embroidered with a blanket stitch or a buttonhole stitch. It's got two different names around there, and the other side looks like that. So I didn't use a binding or anything because I didn't have one. This is a Liberty print cotton. It's really, really light, and you can just buy 1/2 metre and it makes this top. It's just got a seam here, and then I just cut out a bit here, go straight down to the vent, and then straight front and back. And then sometimes when I'm wearing it, I have to kind of pull it forwards again, because it doesn't have the seam around here to hold it on your body, and it's not very fitted. So then my other option, I'll show you, is this one. I made this one first actually, and I had a bit more fabric. I bought the fabric in Toulouse in this very fancy mercerie, and it was all wrapped up in a little piece of paper, and it was extortionately expensive. But I'm pretty sure it's Liberty print cotton. And with this one, you can see the neckline's wider, and I've put this little detailing on the side, and then back neck. I don't know if you can see, there's like a bit of gathering there. So I didn't do that on the other one. So this one when I wear it, it's much, much wider than the other one. And yeah, so literally this one's got binding. Every single stitch is done by hand, and that's been really pleasurable to do while I can't do much else. And then I also recently just started this. Da, da, da. It really is my first ever proper patchwork, which again, crazy. I'm a seamstress, I've never really done any patchwork work, but here you go. I bought these fabrics about 2.5 years ago in Bath in this beautiful shop, and I wanted to make 2 huge pillows for our sorry, I'm out of breath. It's really hot today. And that turquoise is to go with these gorgeous what do you call it? Antique glass plates that I've got, which I haven't yet put on the wall in this house, but I thought it would look rather beautiful. So I'm going to put a border around here, and then once I've done the border, then I know what size exactly to put on the back. And that's all done by hand as well. So I need to iron that, make it look beautiful, and then I'm going to put some kind of wadding on the other side of this, and then I'll stitch through by hand to make this sit in place nicely and kind of give it that slightly padded look. And then that will be the most beautiful cushion in the world. The other thing I've been getting up to is making pots with my thumbs and my fingers. So that's actually fired now, and what I want to do with it is get some sandpaper, and you can see that there are some other colours of clay in there. I did it at school and it was a bit, you know, a bit of mess around. It wasn't tidy, so there's other bits and bobs coming in, so I just want to scratch that down. And then I used a Bic pen lid to do this kind of detailing around the top. And then she had a different clay with her, this bénévole, this voluntary lady who works once a week at our school. So this one makes this sound, and it's much more open, but I can still use it. That one actually won't be porous. This one will be porous. This one sounds better. Nice, eh? Quite proud of that. And I'm sure I've been making other things, because when I get bored I usually make something, but I can't think of it right now. So yeah, when I talked about valued living in my CBT video, that for me is like valued living, doing something that gives me joy and pleasure and fun times when I'm all alone. Or I wasn't alone when I was doing this, actually. But yeah, I was very concentrated and mindful on what I was doing, which is, I think, a good thing to do. Yes, so my next film is going to be about these things, which I've had in my pocket while I've been filming, and I think has given me a bit more energy to keep on going. These Russian creations. So yeah, I'll see you on the next video for that one. Bye.